Hello, everyone. Sorry that I couldn't make it in today. As I told you guys yesterday, I was feeling a little sick. And by the end of the day, by eighth period, it was just so difficult to breathe with a runny nose and the mask that I feel a little bit worse today. So I just decided I need to take the day just because I don't want to be sick and at school with you guys. Regardless, we're still moving on to the new content, so I decided to make this video for today. The content for today, you are going to be learning how to divide. So dividing multi-digit whole numbers. So go ahead and title your notes today. Dividing multi-digit whole numbers. We're going to go through some examples together. Most of these are going to be in the form of word problems. So do copy down the word problems. That way when you look back at your notes, you have the word problems to look at. You understand where you got the numbers from. So pause the video right now, go ahead and copy this word problem down, and then once you are done, hit play again. On Monday, a board game factory makes 25,650 game pieces. The game pieces are put into packages of 6 each. How many packages of game pieces does the factory make on Monday? So they're asking us to take this number and divide it by the 6 pieces in each package. So immediately I'm going to write it like this. 25,650 divided by 6. That is the problem they're trying us to do. So the reason it's multi-digit is because this is a big number. Multi-digit, more than 1 or 2 digits. Now, we don't actually divide numbers this way. So I just wrote it down like this so you can have it in your notebook right away. To divide numbers, we use what's called long division. Some of you guys may have been exposed to it before. So long division looks something like this. So the number that's being divided, and then you draw like a little house over it, and then the number that's doing the division. Go ahead and copy that down. Now, you guys know that division and multiplication are almost the same. They're reciprocals of one another. So what we need to do, we're going to be using our multiplication facts. So right away, I'm going to list my multiples of 6 because that's going to be a big help to me. So I have 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, 54. And I'm going to stop there just because I ran out of space. If I need more, I can add more later. So now that I have my multiples, I can start trying to divide this. So normally we look at the first digit. That the 6 go into 2. Basically, can you pull a 6 out of a 2? No, that's not possible. 2 is too small. So now we're going to look at the next digit. So together. So can 6 go into 25? How many 6s can you pull out of 25? So in my multiplication facts, I'm going to look for the biggest multiple 6 before passing 25. So that works, that works, that works, that works. 30 is too big, it passed 25. So that means 24 is the biggest multiple of 6 that goes into 25. So minus 24. Now, what multiple of 6 is that? That's 1, 2, 3. That's the fourth multiple. So the 4 is going to go right here. 4 times 6 is 24. And again, we're taking it away. So subtraction. 5 minus 4 is 1. 2 minus 2 is 0. I'm not going to bring that down. Then you bring down the next digit, the 6. Technically, you could bring down all the digits, but for the most part, we're taught to bring down one digit at a time. So how many times does 6 go into 16? 1, 2, 18 is too big, so that means 2, because 12 is the biggest multiple of 6 before passing 16. 16 minus 12, what do you get? 4. Bring down the next digit. Now I want you to take a pause here. How many times is 6 gonna go into 45? Seriously, pause it and try the next step on your own. So I'm gonna count the multiples of 6. I'm gonna look to see which one's the biggest before passing. Looks like 42, because 48 passes 45, so I'm gonna go back one. 42. What multiple of 6 is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. So I'm gonna put a 7 above the 5, and then I'm gonna subtract 42. 5 minus 2 is 3. Bring down the 0. How many times does 6 go into 30? Again, I want you to pause it here and see if you can do this next step by yourself. I'm going to go here, multiples of 6, see which one goes to up to 30. Look, this is the perfect multiple of 6. What multiple is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. 5 times 6 is 30. I'm running out of space. 30 minus 30 would be 0. So how many packages of game pieces does the factory make? This is going to be our answer. I'm going to go ahead and type that out. The number of packages is 4,000, I think 275, but let me check. 4,275. Perfect. And this is how you divide multi-digit whole numbers with long division. If you need a second to process this, hit pause, go through the math again, rewind the video, go through it again. Whatever you need to do, take your time. At this point, you should have a full understanding of this problem. So we're going to go to number 2. Number 2. A factory receives an order for 94,500 tennis balls for a major U.S. tournament. 3 tennis balls are packed into each can. How many cans of tennis balls does the factory pack for the order? Show your work. So again, they're asking us to divide 94,500 by 3. There's 3 tennis balls in each can. So I'm going to jump straight to, actually I forgot to mention, I want you to copy this down. This is number 2. Copy it down. So pause the video, copy it down. Once you are done copying it, hit play again. Do that now. Alright, setting up the long division. 94,500 divided by 3. So again, I'm going to list my multiples of 3. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, and I'll just go up to 30. So now I'm going to go to the division. Start with this first digit. Does 3 go into 9? Yes. 3 goes into 9 1, 2, 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. That is a 0. Bring down the 4. Does 3 go into 4? If so, how many times? Yes. It goes into 4 one time. 1 times 3 is 3. That's 1. 4 minus 3 is 1. Bring down the 5. Does 3 go into 15? If so, how many times? Let's check. 3 goes into 15 perfectly. What multiple of 3 is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Minus 15. So 0, bring down the 0. Does 3 go into 0? No. So if it doesn't go into 0, oh, we put a 0. 0 goes into 0 0 times. Minus 0. Then you bring down the next 0. Does 3 go into 0? Again, that's a 0. Minus 0. Sorry, these are long and they require a lot of space. Space that I do not have. So how many cans of tennis balls does the factory pack for the order? 31,500. There are 31,500 cans of tennis balls packed. Again, if you need time to process this, go through it again. Go through it on your own, flip the page, go through it on your own, then compare your work. Are you able to do the same math that we did? There's no shortcuts for this. This is called long division because it's long. It takes some time. Alright, moving on to number 3. The librarians at a new city library order 11,328 books. They estimate that 32 books can fit on each shelf. Based on this estimate, how many shelves does the library need to hold all the books? So they're asking us to take this number of books and split it into 32 books per shelf. This one is going to be a little bit harder because the number doing the dividing is not single digit anymore. The first two, we were dividing by 3 and then dividing by 6. Now we're dividing by 32. So let's set this up. 11,328 divided by 32. Alright, multiples of 32. This might take some time. 32. 32 times 2 is 64. 32 times 3 is 96. I'm just adding 32 in my head each time. Then we get 2 plus 6 is 8. 3 plus 9 is 12. 128. Plus 2 is 130. Plus 30 is 160. And I'm going to stop there. I hope that's enough. If not, we can add more. Alright, so again, how many times does 30 go into 1? Well, 32 is way bigger than 1, so that's not possible. How many times does 32 go into 11? 32 is bigger than 11? That doesn't work. How many times does 32 go into 113? That is possible. It looks like 32 is going to go into 113 3 times. 96 is the biggest multiple of 32 before passing. So 3 times. 3 times 32 is 96. I want you to pause here, subtract those two numbers on your own. The reason I'm asking is because there's regrouping involved and we need practice with that. 3 minus 6, you can't do. Regroup. So this is going to become a 0. This is going to become a 13. 13 minus 6 is 7. 0 minus 9, can't do it. Regroup. This is going to become a 0. That's going to become a 10. 10 minus 9 is 1. Bring down the 2. Now again, we have to ask ourselves, how many times does 32 go into 172? Now I'm just going down my list. 160. Just by off my head, if I add 32 to 160, I know I'm going to go over. So how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times. And that's 160. 2 minus 0 is 2. 7 minus 6 is 1. Bring down the 8. How many times does 32 go into 128? That's a perfect multiple. It goes into 128 exactly 4 times. So based on the estimate, how many shelves does the library need to hold the books? The library is going to need about 354. The library will need 354 shelves based on their estimate. The multi-digit, when there's a 2-digit divisor, that can get a little tough, but I want you to fight through it. You might need to do some simple addition over here. 32 plus 32, that's 64. 64 plus 32, 96. There's nothing wrong with that. Baby steps, baby steps. All right, we're going to move on to number 4. Clayton's mom buys a car using a loan. She repays the loan by paying $22,032 in 48 monthly payments. How much is each payment? Show your work. So they want us to divide the amount that she borrowed by the 48 months. I would challenge you to take a pause here and try this one on your own. 22,032 divided by 48. Now this one isn't as easy to add in our heads mentally as the last one is. So multiples of 48. 48 times 1 is 48. 48 times 2, I'm going to do some math over here. Or 48 plus 48, whichever one you prefer. 16, 5, 9. So that means 96 would be the second multiple. What's the third multiple? So let me take that. 96 plus another 48. That's 6 plus 8 is 14. 9 plus 1 is 10, plus another 4 is 144. What's the fourth multiple? You can keep adding. I'm going to switch it up. 48 times 4. 8 times 4 is 32. 4 times 4 is 16. Plus 3 is 19. 192. I'm going to stop here and hope for the best. Hopefully we don't have to add another multiple. If so, we'll just do some math over here. Alright, so does 48 go into the first digit too? No way. That's impossible. What about 22? Can 48 go into 22? No way. 22 smaller. So how many times does 48 go into 220? Now, just based off my list, it looks like 192 will do it. Because I think if I add 48, I will go over. So I'm going to put a 4 here. 48 is going to go into 220 4 times. And then I'm going to subtract 192. Again, I want you to take a pause here. We all need practice with regrouping, so regroup on your own. Then hit play so you can check your own work. Take a pause. Hopefully you tried the regrouping on your own. 0 minus 2. You can't do it. So I'm going to borrow. That becomes a 1. This is going to become a 10. 10 minus 2 is 8. 1 minus 9. Can't do it. This is going to become a 1. This is going to become an 11. 11 minus 9 is 2. 1 minus 1 is 0. Bring down the 3. It looks like I will need to go a little bit bigger for my multiples. Because I know 48 goes into 283 more than 4 times. So let's go 48 times 5. 8 times 5 is 40. 5 times 4 is 20. And then 20 plus 4 is 24. So 240. Now I can add another one because now it's kind of easy to add. 8 plus 0 would be 8. 4 plus 4 would be 8. So the next multiple of 48 would be 288. So that's too big. But it's nice to know and have that. We might need it for the next one. So 48 goes into 283. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times. Minus 240. 3 minus 0 is 3. 8 minus 4 is 4. Bring down the 2. Alright, so we do need a little bit more multiples of 48. Now, just by me knowing, again, this is where your number sense comes into play. So, I know 48 times 10 would be 480. Because when you multiply by 10, you just add a 0. So 432 is super close to 480. I'm going to say 48 times 9 is going to give me 432. Let's check it. 8 times 9, 72. So 2, carry the 7. 9 times 4, 36. Plus 7, 43. So 48 goes into 432 exactly 9 times. So how much is each payment for Platone's mom? Each payment is going to be $459. $459. Each payment will be $459. Again, long division. There's no shortcut for these. You guys know that I would definitely give you guys a shortcut if I would. I don't like to waste your time. This is long division because it's a long process. Alright, make sure you have all of these written down. So again, every word problem you should have written down. I know I didn't specify for the last two. You should have all the work, including the multiples, no shortcuts. I am going to check it tomorrow. I will give you points. You guys know that on independent days like today, it's independent, you're working on this independently. I give you guys a grade, and so tomorrow I'll probably collect it, or I'll go around and just make sure you have it all down and give you your points. An easy way to earn points, super close to the end of first quarter. You guys should have already did the warm up. You guys have a homework assignment, and then if you finish early, you can either do missing work, deadline is tomorrow, or you can do an iReady lesson. But you're working completely independent. There's no free time today, no games. Alright, thank you guys. Hope you guys are awesome for the subs, whoever they are. I'll see you guys tomorrow if I feel better.